Hey guys, what's up? It's Sam, and today I'm going to be doing the Opposites book tag. I was tagged by Curls, Pros, and Other Worlds, and yeah, basically this tag is just about finding books in your shelves and books you've read that are the opposite of one another. So let us get started. Okay, so the first question is the first book you've received and the last book you bought. So the first book I received was probably the Junie B. Jones series. I don't know exactly from when I was really young, but that's the first set of books that I remember loving and remember having on my shelf and always reading, so probably that. And the last book I bought was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which I really much disliked, but that's, another story. But okay, and I'll be looking down here on my questions because I don't remember them. So number 2 is a cheap book, probably Boy Meets Boy. I bought it at Goodwill for like $2 or $3, something like that. It was really cheap. And then the most expensive book is probably the Lost Encyclopedia. I bought that when I was obsessed with Lost in like 2010, and it was like $55 or something, and I actually haven't even read it yet. So yeah, I know, weird, right? Number 3, a book with a male protagonist. The first book I ever read with a male protagonist, I think, was Beautiful Creatures, and the protagonist was Ethan Waite. I didn't love him as a protagonist. I love the books. I mean, the series as a whole and the world was interesting, but he kind of sounded like a girl in a guy's body. Like, it wasn't really a guy. Like, I feel like the authors didn't really know how to write a man or a young teenage boy, so, I mean, it wasn't the best thing ever, but it was interesting. And then a female protagonist. I think every single book in the history of books, especially in YA, is under a female protagonist. I don't know, one I'm reading right now is Requiem by Lauren Oliver, so that's an example there. Okay, a book you read fast. I read The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight in like a day. One day when I was procrastinating from doing my readings, I was like, let's read a book, and I just opened it up and read it in a few hours. So that was probably the quickest book I've read. And the thing that took me the longest was probably The Death Cure by James Dashner. I started in like June or July of 2013, and I'm still reading it. Just really boring. I'm kind of sick of that world. It's not doing it for me. So yeah, that one definitely. Pretty cover. Pretty cover. Starters by, I think, Lissa Price. I think she's the author. Yeah, it's a beautiful cover. I'll put it in right here if I get the chance. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's like metallic silver and blue, and it's just really interesting. And the ugliest cover is probably my copy of Jane Eyre I had to buy for my literature class. It's really ugly. I'll post a picture here too, like I said, but it's not the best thing I've ever seen. Number 6, a national book. Not many books I have read are, I don't think I've read any actually that are that take place in Canada. I know there's quite a few good ones that my sister has read, but I actually haven't read any, so I don't know. And international book, well, because I'm from Canada and every book takes place in the US, basically every single book I read is an international book. But I don't know for like outside of that, I don't know. I haven't really actually read any books from Europe or whatever, but it would be really interesting to do that. So if you have any good books that are from other parts of the world, like, except for North America, then let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on what type of books I should read next. 7, a thin book. Any books by David Levithan are usually really, really thin. Nick and Noy's Infinite Playlist, or Dash and Lily's Book of Dares, those are really, really small books, so one of those. And a thick book, I don't know, I haven't really read too many very big books. Probably one of the biggest I read was something like, like Breaking Dawn or The Fifth Wave or Divergent. Usually they're in the 500s that I've read. Actually, Jane Eyre that I read was like 600 pages, at least my copy was, and it was really small font, so maybe Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte was one that was really big. But sorry if my things have shaken a bit. I'm using my arm and to hold this, and it's like killing me, so sorry about that. I'm really weak in my arms, obviously. And then number 8 is a fiction book. It can be anything. I guess, Divergent series, Delirium books, really any type of YA. And a nonfiction is actually, I just read one. Eat, Pray, Love was a nonfiction, and it was really interesting. Made me really want to travel, and now I'm dying to get out of this city. So, Eat, Pray, Love, thank you for making me hate my city. I'm kidding, I already hated it. And number 9, a book that's way too romantic. I don't know. I love all the books that I read with romance. Usually, they're not really too much romance because I love when there's romance in them. And then a book with action. I don't know. I don't really ever read action books, so I can't really say anything. Yeah, and then number 10, a book that made you happy was probably Let It Snow by John Green, Lauren Miracle, and another author. I don't remember, sorry. But yeah, that book was so cute. I read it like right before Christmas, or even Dash and Lily's Book of Dares too. That made me really happy. Just cute little romances, and you know, they just, especially for Christmas time, they just make you so cheery, so happy, and like so loving. I don't know, I love them. And then a book that made you sad, well, I think we can all guess this one, and that was The Fault in Our Stars by Mr. John Green. I cried and cried, obviously, like everyone else did, but yeah, it broke my heart, and I'm going to put myself through that torture again when I reread the book for the 3rd time before the movie comes out in June. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!